Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode number 1188. That's right, episode number 1188 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition. Live today from Red Morton Park because the sun has already set. It's chilly. It's 54 degrees. Got my gloves on. Hey, babe, can you hear me today? I see your message. You said, hey, babe, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Hello, babe. I love you, babe. I hope you heard that. I know yesterday there were some technical difficulties. And some of the chat messages were not appearing on my screen here. I believe the issue's been resolved and it's all good. Anyway, today's episode number 1188, and it's day 20. It is day 20 of the GNA Positivity Challenge. And today we're going to be talking about the proper procedures of life. The proper procedures of life. Because life is about following procedures. And properly, doing those procedures, properly, following those procedures. And when you don't follow procedures properly, right, or you don't understand or comprehend is a better word, if you don't comprehend procedures, it could take a huge toll on your life. It really could. It really, really could, right? So, anyway, I've got some things to update you folks on here today. There's a lot of these going on regarding, certain groups out here on YouTube that have been just obsessively harassing me, defaming me. They've been doing just a lot of bizarre things. Bizarre. This is the most bizarre group of people I have ever seen. They are so deeply invested in me. Specifically, they're deeply invested in trying to destroy me through YouTube live stream chats, live stream postings. And a lot of these people congregate behind the scenes in Discord groups. In my opinion, this particular group that's been coming at me for years, being led by a creator out here that, again, I'm in a circuit civil lawsuit. I'm the plaintiff. He's a defendant, right? He's the main person that's kept this group together. And they are seriously, in my opinion, one of the strangest group of people I've ever come across. Not only that, it's beyond that. It's obsessive. It's compulsive. Maybe like some OCD, right? Maybe to them, I'm an obsessive compulsive disorder. I mean, I don't know how else I could better say it, right? And that's why we're in court, because, I've had enough of their shenanigans that have severely affected my reputation. They've caused me incredible reputational harm, and I've had to work hard to try to rebuild my reputation regarding things that they put out that are simply not true, right? All because of 6 years ago, 6 to 8 years ago, when I was a newer, fuller time creator on YouTube. Hey, is that you, GLM? How you doing? Change your name again, huh? All because I overreacted a few times when these same people did things to intentionally trigger me so they can have content to present to their drama audience on YouTube. And when I finally figured out the game years later, you know, these people, you know, had already taken clips of me where I said some things I didn't mean, right? And, you know, I had some moments like we all have, and they've continued to fall back on those clips that are like 6+ years old to continue to try to defame me nowadays. So this whole group stays intact, and this one creator that I'm suing can continue to monetize this obsessively fake outrage on me, right? And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the defamation. I'm tired of the harassment. I'm tired of, you know, the smear campaign. And it continues. We've been in this court case for 3 years. 3 years, sorry. Almost 3 months. Sorry, not 3 years. Almost 3 months. It seems like 3 years. It feels like it, right? And I've been documenting his behavior, other people that are working with him in concert, meaning that working together to continue the smear campaign, to amplify defamatory statements or videos put out by the defendant, right? And even the woman that, you know, has seen some of the filings and knows that, you know, she's involved in this because she's acting in concert. Even though she's not a party to the case, she's been listed in the factual allegations of the case as supporting evidence of the defendant's malice, right? She changed her channel name to the name of the creator as part of the title. It's the blah 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 concert. She changed it to it's the L concert, right? I'm not going to say that channel name, right? Because she wants to try to be funny, right? She wants to try to be funny. She wants to taunt me, which is, it's not taunting me. And she thinks, see, these people think that they're above the law. This is the thing. These people think that what they're doing now is going to be considered parody or a joke in front of the judge. And they don't realize that every single thing that they do shows a pattern, a continued, ongoing, severe pattern of harassment, defamation, reckless disregard for the truth. These people have also been saying very, very vile and nasty things about the judge in this case and the judge's staff, the judicial assistant. And all of that is being documented by me. I'm a pro se litigant in this, and so is the defendant, at least for right now, right? And even if he got an attorney, whatever, no big deal. So they keep amping it up. We're in court. We're in a circuit civil case. Yes, it's a full-blown circuit civil case. I can say full-blown as many times as I want. And if you don't like it, tough luck. Change the channel, right? Or stop talking about me, which you can't because you're obsessively obsessed. Let's put it that way, right? And let's just come out and say this, okay? Yeah, GLM, you're probably right about that, in my opinion. Don't worry, GLM. She'll be held accountable. She's not a party to my case, but she is acting in concert, meaning she's basically a known associate working together to amplify defamation that the defendant has been putting out on me. Yeah, in my opinion, you're probably right too, babe. But here's the thing. The big thing right now that this group of people is wondering about, and something that the defendant either probably knows, or if he doesn't know, then he's completely clueless about how procedure works in a court case, okay? Whether he knows the procedure or not, he's playing it differently for his audience, but I'm thinking there could be a chance that he legitimately thinks that this hearing that was, he basically filed a motion to dismiss / anti-slap. Our hearing was scheduled for January 9th, 2026. Okay? We're going to talk this again because he continues to go with it, right? And he'll find out soon. He'll find out soon what proper procedure is. Not only in Florida, but pretty much in every state. This is how it works, right? He'll find out soon, right? We'll get back to that in just a second, right? So he filed a motion to dismiss anti-slap early on in the case several months ago. That puts the regular case on what's called a stay, and the case will not proceed forward until the motion to dismiss / anti-slap is handled, right? Now, a couple days ago, the judicial assistant, now pay close attention if you haven't, regardless of whose side you're on. And I'm not here to create any issues. I'm just sharing my truth, sharing my story, right? Hey, how you doing, Tia? Frankly, yeah, you're right, babe. The judicial assistant emailed us a couple days ago to make us aware that unexpectedly the court scheduling changed. Something came up for the court, and the court themselves, including the assigned judge to our case, Judge Stacy, cannot run the hearing on January 9th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is 10:30 a.m. my time over here, right? Because the case is based out of Florida. That's what has jurisdiction. That's who has jurisdiction over the defendant, and that's why I sued him in his own state. That's what you got to do. That's the proper way to do it, right? You're right, GLM. That's why I don't talk about that guy and I ignore him. He's come here on like 10 stock accounts over the last several years, and he's not welcome back. It's a waste of time. Anyway, you'll realize it one day, GLM, that a lot of these people are just not worth your time. You're much better than that. But hey, it's all good. You do you, right? You do you. The judicial assistant made us aware that the court, not myself or the defendant is trying to play this off to his audience and lead his audience to believe that I am requesting a continuance, which I'm not. This is not a continuance. Pay close attention. Pay close attention, because I think you already know the answer. But this is about audience preservation, right? And if he doesn't know the answer, then it just says, it speaks mountains about his, it speaks mountains about, how he comprehends things, in my opinion, right? All right? This was the court that had to reschedule our hearing because the original time the court gave us, they're not available. This was initiated by the court. Key word, initiated by the court. Let me say it again. This was initiated by the court. The changing the date or the time of the hearing was not initiated by me And it was not initiated by you, defendant. This was initiated by the court. Is that clear enough for you to comprehend? Is it? Is that clear enough to comprehend? Do you not comprehend it? Or are you purposefully not comprehending it because you want to present the opposite of what's true to your audience, in my opinion? Because, and I'm not triggered, I'm all good because tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. And yes, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar, right? Right? The sun will come out tomorrow, but it won't be coming out on January 9th. I'll tell you that right now. Figuratively speaking, of course. The sun will be coming out sometime in March. Thank you, Tia. Tia and Don, any trolling in here, ban them immediately. I don't want them wasting any of our time. They can all go get triggered somewhere else because they're going to be even more triggered tomorrow. And I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm standing up for my rights. So they can all just go away. Yeah, let's be nice. Let's be proper, okay? Let's be nice, okay? So this was initiated by the court. So this is not a continuance. You're absolutely wrong about that. You're wrong, wrong, wrong. This was a court-initiated scheduling change. What did the judicial assistant say in the email? She apologized. Something unexpected came up. The original hearing cannot be heard. The hearing can remain on the same day if you're available for a 9:30 a.m. hearing with a different judge. I'm not available for that. I'm not available for that. The court had to remove the originally scheduled hearing that we both agreed upon. When they themselves had to cancel it and reschedule it, what that does, okay? Well, you know what? If you want to come in here and get triggered and you want to speak your mind and stay triggered over a man on YouTube that just wants to help people, then whatever. We all think you don't think you will win, and that is why you want to postpone. Oh, I'm not looking to postpone anything. I'm not looking to postpone anything. I'm ready. I'm ready for the motion to dismiss anti-slap. I just can't make it on 9:30 or at 9:30 on January 9th. Even though it's 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, you have to block off 4 hours. That goes to 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And I've got other things planned along with my lady that morning. So, you can come in here and try to, say, oh, you're just delaying the inevitable. Nope, I'm not delaying anything, because when you see what happens tomorrow, you some of you already think what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Or at least you think it's going to happen in a different way than I know it's going to happen, right? But I'm going to tell you folks this. The people that are obsessively obsessed with me and are just so upset because I'm standing up for my rights, I've never harmed any of these people. And all you crazy people have nothing better to do than to support a 40-year-old grown man that's still living in his parents' place, right? And that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Because Don and I share the in-law unit, and we share a home with my mother. It's a 3-story house. We have our own space, and we do our part, right? But you've got this guy, he's 40 years old, he's living in his parents' place, fine, no problem. Probably in a regular room, no problem, right? But he's behaving erratically. And all the court filings show that. And, my thing is this, is that I just wonder if his own parents that he lives with are seeing the documents on the docket, or he's telling them about them. Because, I mean, any normal human being would see the behavior of the defendant, and the judge's going to see it now because a lot of it's been filed, and then there's going to be some more coming. Right? We're documenting this behavior once and for all because this has gone way too far. This smear campaign, all these people like obsessively obsessed beyond reason, like way beyond reason, right? For some reason, they want to try to take me out. What have I done to them? Nothing. Hey, Louisiana man, are you jealous at the fact that my family worked hard and they have an estate that they can hand down to their family that we can continue to buy into and live in a decent area? Listen, I'm not one that shows off. I'm a humble person. But it is clear to me the level of incredible jealousy of these people because I come from a good family. And my family bought homes 40, 50 years ago in one of the most desirable areas to live on the planet. And we're humble about it, but you folks are coming out here and attacking me because you're jealous of what I've got and you don't. That's really pathetic in itself, right? And you could trash me all you want regarding that. You know what? I love my mother. I love my girlfriend. My girlfriend loves my mother. I love my brother. I love my family. I love everything, right? And if that's all you've got, is saying, oh, you wouldn't be able to do this if you didn't have a generous mother and this and that. Is that all you've got? Is that all you've got? You see, my mother is generous, but you're actually taking it out of context. You're trying to make it come off like my mother is generous and gives me tons of money. That's not the case. But you want it to come off that way to these people because you're jealous of not only what my family's got, but what I've got. And you're jealous over how well we handle each other, right? Uh-huh. Just keep banning Louisiana, man. Keep banning him. You can go back to your trailer park home, sir. And listen, I'm not trying to be rude, right? Listen, you've got a home. You got a roof over your head. It's warm. You're not freezing. You're not starving. You should be happy with what you've got, sir. You should be happy with what you've got. But you focus your energy trying to take my happiness away. Why, sir? Why, sir? Are you that miserable? I mean, seriously, are you that miserable? It's just surreal, right? Tomorrow morning is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. Well, obviously he enjoys the show because he's always listening. We live rent-free in your head. We do. I'm so glad my parents don't leave me in life filling out fee waivers and collecting public assistance. Okay? Tia, Eli's family worked hard for what they have, something you know nothing about. Yeah, your mom is very generous too. GLM. And here's the thing. Louisiana man and everyone else from that obsessed, crazy group led by the defendant, right? Here's the thing. What does it matter anyway? What does it matter? What I do for my mom, what she does for me, what Dawn does for me, what I do for Dawn, what we all do for each other. What does it matter? Why does that matter to you? Is it because you're trying to discredit me and saying that I'm a failed life coach? Is that all you've got? Because I don't have the life coaching title now. I'm here to help people with personal development, and I've done that. I've helped many people, right? And all you folks are doing is getting together, ganging up a group of civil idiots, in my opinion. We're dealing with a group of civil idiots, right? And yeah, these people are so unhappy and miserable, they conglomerate together and validate each other that their behavior is normal, which it's not. It's far from normal. It's the furthest thing from normal. And then they come and attack people that they perceive to be better than them. And I'm not trying to be better than anyone. No one's trying to be better than anyone over here, right? But if you folks are going to use social media to try to smear my name, that's not going to happen ever again. I will call you out. I won't mention your names. I will talk about it. I will stand up for what's right. And I will sue anyone pro se in a civil case or a copyright case when necessary to stand up for my rights. And here's the thing. It's been very interesting lately. It's been very interesting because this whole January 9th thing has been a big play by the defendant, right? It's been a big play by him, right? And I'll be honest, I don't really know if he already knows that hearing's not going to happen or if he actually thinks cognitively that the hearing is not going to happen. Well, let me make it very clear here. This is not my decision to make or your decision to make whether this hearing on the 9th happens or not. It's up to the judicial assistant and the judge, right? And they follow what's called the Florida Rules of Procedure. I have followed the Florida Rules of Procedure very properly. Why don't you go and ask your ChatGPT the proper questions? If the court has to change your hearing because something comes up with the court, is that considered a continuance or is that a court initiated change? And just put in, what are your options? They can offer you another hearing that same day if available, a different time. And if both parties can't make it, then the next procedural part of the process is to have the JA send out the next available dates. You know what? Hi. No, it's okay. Hi. Very nice lady. It's actually, I'm in their way. They're not in my way. She was like, sorry about that. She didn't even get on camera. She didn't know I'm on the front facing camera. A very, very nice lady. A very nice guy. I'm like, that's okay. No worries. TN and GLM, isn't stupidity exhausting? Well, look, you know, these people like to come out and say FAFO, right? These people say FAFO more than anyone on the planet combined, yet they're about to find out what FAFO really means, right? Oh, yeah, and then the defendant has FAFO Fridays, right? Tomorrow is Friday, right? Babe, correct me if I'm wrong. Tomorrow is Friday, right? I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to make a prediction, right? And listen, I'm just making a prediction because I'm a YouTuber. I have the right to make my opinions. I'm not defaming anyone. I'm just stating opinions, right? After what happens tomorrow, and I'll just tell you this: a lot more is going to happen tomorrow than what you already think. After what happens tomorrow, if the FAFO Fridays next installment happens on the defendant's stream, you are going to witness the biggest meltdown in this history you've ever seen. My prediction. I'm talking about like a thermonuclear level type of meltdown. Because for once in the last 8 years, I'm finally getting back what's always been mine, and I'm finally starting to get some justice. Even though this case hasn't had one hearing yet, the docket speaks for itself. And if you don't think that the court hasn't seen some of the filings at least yet, you're out of your mind. But here's the thing. Let's take the last part of this stream. Okay. Well, let's see. And listen, if you want to, if you socks ask a question that I can answer, that's not really stupid, I'll answer it. And I'll answer your question, sock account, Louisiana man, by saying, let's see what happens tomorrow. All right? Let's see what happens tomorrow. Because here's the thing. The more and more triggered these people get on their own, all I'm doing is defending myself. I have the right to do that publicly. I also have the right to do that through court. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Put a 1 in the chat. If I have the right to defend myself publicly, so do you folks. And I have the right to defend myself in court by being the plaintiff and taking someone to court that I feel is severely violating me. Right? Put a 1 in the chat. TS says 1. Thank you. Don, respectfully, maturely, and professionally says 1. Okay? I'm no longer going to let anyone smear me on this platform or in general. No longer. It's just not going to happen. Period. End of story. But yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow. And then you can come back and tell me, you know, what cool, calm, and collected really means. Right? Because when you've known someone for 8 years and their pattern has not changed in 8 years, you pick up on that pattern. Right? And then you take that pattern and you anticipate their next 10 moves with precise anticipation, right? Which is great if you're in a court case where you know you've been wronged and you're trying to get relief, primarily through injunctive relief, right? Like a protective order. And the person you're suing, the defendant, continues to amp things up because they care more about their appearance on YouTube. They care more about audience preservation. They care more about their ego, protecting their ego, and never being wrong in front of their audience. Well, tomorrow you're going to find out who's wrong and who's right. You are. Tomorrow you're all going to find out who's wrong and who's right. Let's see here. You know, that woman, like I said, she changed the woman in concert with the defendant, right? Uh-huh. It's all good. You'll find out tomorrow. Right? The woman that's working in concert with the defendant that changed her name to a variation of working in concert with him, right? On Saturday, she's going to be interviewing a woman that lives in Northern California, about approximately 4 hours away from myself and Dawn. Her and her husband, we're not going to mention their screen names, but, you know, they've actively participated in the smear campaign over the years, right? And they've done other things that they'll never admit to, right? And they're so triggered because once I survive the motion to dismiss / anti-slap, they're triggered and worried about discovery, unmasking who they really are. Well, here's the thing: to the woman that is going to be a guest on the Acting in Concert channel. That's the latest name, right? Boy, talk about more evidence. You blatantly change your name to say you're in concert with the defendant. And you don't think that's going to affect the defendant directly and you? So just wait and see. Wait and see till tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. You're only a day away, right? Not even that. Gosh, less than, let's see, Florida is 3 hours ahead. So it's like 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Pacific right now, something like that. Pretty close to that, 5:40, 8:40 Eastern, right? Less than 12 hours away. T-minus less than 12 hours away, right? And you can all go to bed tonight, including the defendant. You can all go to bed tonight and wonder what's going to happen tomorrow, what's coming tomorrow. All perfectly legal, all perfectly above board. I'm sharing my thoughts here. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm not harassing anyone. Okay? I'm not defaming anyone. I'm just sharing my thoughts, right? I'm just sharing my thoughts. But here's the thing. To the woman that's going to be a guest on the In Concert channel on Saturday, right? Ma'am, you could talk all the smack you want about me. It's not going to affect me. But if I really want to get you involved in this case, there are people that do know who you are, and I could subpoena them for the information, or they could just give it to me, right? For a legal proceeding, right? So I want you to think twice before you continue to try to smear my name anonymously like you have been doing for years, you and your husband, because actions do have consequences, even if you try to remain anonymous. Don't threaten me. I'm not threatening you. I'm protecting my rights. And that's why I'm in court. You can get triggered all you want. I'm protecting my rights. Put a 1 in the chat if this is proper to protect your rights. How else am I going to do it for anonymous people contributing to a massive 6+ year smear campaign, hiding behind sock accounts? And even people here in this chat that support us know exactly who they are. They know exactly who they are. So go ahead, go on that stream. I'm not going to watch it live. Maybe I might watch some from around, or I might watch the replay. Who knows? Go and talk all the smack you want about me, instead of doing something more productive on your Saturday with your husband, right? On a Saturday, you're going to go on this drama channel that really has no purpose, in my opinion, besides talking about me, right? Is that going to make you feel better to go on that channel and talk about me? If it does, do what you got to do. Does it make you feel better to be triggered by me and be raged from me and to try to make things up about me that aren't true, all because you're jealous of my family? You're jealous of what my family has and what I've got and what Dawn has? That has nothing to do with what I do out here. That has nothing to do with what I do out here. But you do you. You do you. And I'll tell you, after what you see happens tomorrow, after what you see happens tomorrow, yeah, go ahead and say what you guys say. Go ahead and share your opinion. Actually, to be quite honest with you, I'd be kind of curious to hear what you all are going to think after tomorrow. Oh, here's the thing. If I could learn to be the bigger man, I've been the bigger man. I'll answer your question. Louisiana man. How about you learn to be the bigger man and not troll obsessively like this anymore, right? And not live U-bot and troll people, right? How about you be the bigger man for your family? You want to come out here and project things that you yourself are violating, right? That's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical, man. I've always been the bigger man. I've always tried to be the bigger man. Ignoring this guy is not going to work. We've tried ignoring him. We've tried tackling it head on. We've tried everything in between. Nothing works. That's why we're in court. Someone with the defendant's personality type never backs down. That's why I'm telling you right now, 100%, this case is going to trial. He's not going to settle, no matter how great the risk is. Discovery's going to open, he won't settle. When Discovery opens, he should be thinking about settling before that time, but he won't settle. And listen, I'm not dependent on a settlement. I'm ready to go to trial. I'm ready for the jury to hear this. This is going to be a jury trial, right? So, yeah. The defendant is the kind of guy that the moment he does the right thing to try to save himself in a situation like this is the moment he'll feel deflated within himself and lose all the respect from his audience, because his audience will think that he backed down from a fight. This is not a fight. This is not a fight. This is about this man, in my opinion, that is really, really struggling internally with a lot of, in my opinion, probably a lot of undiagnosed mental and emotional conditions that are psychologically affecting him, in my opinion, from understanding what's really going on here, right? Because I've never seen anyone sued for defamation and then they amp up the defamation in the middle of active litigation. That's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever seen anyone do. It's almost like saying, you're not going to stop me no matter what. I'm not going to stop defaming you even if you sue me. I'll defame you during the active litigation. Okay. Oh, the woman that's doing the interview, unlike me, has a husband that works. I've got my own money. I've made good money. I've reinvested my money, and I've got other side gigs going, and you don't know about that. Is that all you've got? You wanna try to hammer me and try to call me a broke-ass loser? Does it make you feel better for projecting that onto me? Does it? Or is that you, the in concert lady? Is that you? And you're so triggered because, I'll tell you this, in concert lady, you know, the non-party lady that's been trying to file in the case without filing a motion to intervene. Why don't you file your motion to intervene? You want to be a part of the case? All you have to do is file a motion to intervene. Then you can set a hearing for that. And you and I can have a hearing in front of Judge Stacy. And you can tell her why she should allow you to intervene. And you know, quite frankly, I would tell Judge Stacy I have no problem with her intervening. Because the moment you intervene, you know what that opens you up to, discovery and everything else. You become at least a limited party to the case, right? So instead of you running your big mouth and doing all these 2.5-hour streams, using ChatGPT to analyze my streams because you got no other content, how about you go file your motion to intervene? You want to be a part of the case? File your motion to intervene. Do it today, tomorrow. And you can set up your hearing, and I won't even object to that. You know what, Louisiana man? You're entitled to you're entitled to your opinions. You think I'm trying to stretch this out? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm handling this the same way any attorney would handle it. This is the proper way to handle things. You just don't like it because you know I'm playing my cards right. Because you know this whole drama sphere is about to implode in ways like you've never seen. And without this drama sphere, dude, it's like you have no oxygen. Same with the rest of these people. Without this drama sphere, primarily led by the defendant, and this other woman, kind of, sort of, you guys and gals have no oxygen. You're dependent on keeping this going for your oxygen. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel these people are dependent to keep this going so they can keep on breathing air to live. It's their fuel, it's their oxygen. Without it, they feel empty. Without it, they feel so deeply empty. So deeply empty. Respectfully, maturely, professionally says 1. Tia says 1. Don says 1 again. I see you, Don. Babe. Love you. You see, it's working tonight. First of all, I can talk about whatever I want. It's my freedom of speech. It's my case. I'm not defaming anyone. I'm not harassing anyone. I'm not saying anything that's not true. And have you heard of Court TV? There are specific channels on TV that talk about court cases every day, that broadcast them live on the air. So don't sit here and try to take my First Amendment rights away. I'm not trying to take anyone's First Amendment away. I don't want defamation anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done with people smearing me. Defamation is not covered by the First Amendment. And, you know, there's no witness. How is there witness tampering? Is that all you've got? Witness tampering? God, that's hysterical. Even you, Louisiana man, are running out of things, right? You're running scared because this is your oxygen, right? All you folks are trying to do is protect this group of highly emotionally reactive and at least to some level very mentally challenged group of people, in my opinion, right? Like normal people do not behave the way these people behave. Normal people do not act as obsessed as these people behave. These are just facts. I mean, these are facts. These people are obsessed, and they're acting in obsessive ways because they care more about keeping their YouTube audience around than what the court can do to hold them accountable. It's surreal. Like, I'll tell you, again, I just cannot believe, especially the defendant, but now even the woman he works in concert with, that woman, right, that lives in the same state of Florida, they both have quadrupled down since this case started. Instead of them de-escalating during an active litigation, they have amped it up. And they don't think the judge is going to see all that? You don't think what I've filed already shows a clear picture of all of your ridiculous behavior? Primarily the defendant, because he's a defendant, but there is such a thing called acting in concert. Look it up. And that will be addressed at a defamation case, in a defamation case. Somebody standing there, so I wanted to go around him. All this boils down to is my name and what the defendant has led these people to believe I am. It's bonded all these people with the defendant, right? They're all tied into the defendant because of what the defendant has done to smear me and to harass me and to defame me all these years, right? All these people have tied their identity to him, right? All these people are so emotionally invested in keeping this going. And honestly, it's not just because of me. It's because this is what they need for survival, in my opinion. This is their survival mechanism. Their survival mechanism is coming out here on YouTube. And then most of these people are anonymous anyway, right? But yeah, I'll tell you this. Through this case and the proper channels and handling it the proper procedural way, because this shows about the proper procedures of life, right? All of these people that continue this behavior anonymously will be held accountable in this case. If it's necessary to get down to the bottom of this, and I have more than enough evidence that I will send to the court for Judge Stacy to see. I'll have more than enough evidence to compel Judge Stacy to court order whatever platform is necessary to stop this behavior. All because you folks can't control yourself. Here's the thing. Let me go one step further, right? Listen, no one wants to be attacked, including me, right? But if you're going to come at me, at least have the guts to show your face and put out your name. You see, there's nothing more cowardly than anonymous people on YouTube that are grown-ass adults attacking another innocent man that just wants to help other people. Regardless of what you think about me, you can have your opinions. You can have your opinions. But when you participate in an ongoing smear campaign for 6+ years, and now it becomes a part of your lifeline, it becomes a part of your survival mechanism, then think about who really has some serious issues. You guys say, I have serious issues. You don't think this behavior is bizarre or odd? You don't think your behavior is bizarre or odd? Go and talk about me all you want. You could trash me all you want. You defame me, especially on one of these known channels, and all of that will be reported to the court. Again, you want to go on someone's panel and talk smack about me, trash me, insult me, I don't care. You spread false criminal statements of fact or as fact about me that are not true, then you'll be held accountable. I don't care if you insult me all you want, because your words mean nothing. But when you put out defamatory remarks that get spread and amplified all over YouTube through this group of people, and then other people coming in are questioning me or don't give me a chance or give us a chance because of that, I'm going to do what I have to do to stop that. That is my right to do so. That is my right to do so. I'm going to start wrapping this up. Start getting your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to be just a little over an hour tonight, not an hour and a half. You want to post pictures of me? Well, not my pictures. I'll take. If you use my actual images, I'll take you down. You want to do memes and stuff like that? As long as they're not defamatory, you're good. If you even make memes that imply me with defamation, you're not good. And that's covered by the law. It's covered in Florida, covered in California, and covered in most states, if not every state. You'll find out. If you think otherwise, you will soon find out. My prediction, and you folks in the chat, let me know. Tomorrow, between tonight and the postings, tomorrow, the live streams, FAFO Fridays, yeah, you're going to see the biggest triggering in the history of FAFO Fridays tomorrow. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, right? You'll have the other woman in Florida acting in concert. She'll be doing her morning streams for 2.5 hours. Using ChatGPT to analyze this. Oh, well, that's a safe way from avoiding copyright. Sure. Yeah, you can do that. You can do your commentary all you want. Just don't defame me, and you're good. Don't keep playing that song of the embezzlement, which you still are doing that as of this day. Right? This is not normal behavior, folks. It's not. This is not normal behavior when people are blatantly violating the law and violating me after they've been put on notice through a legal court document in a current active pending litigation. That's got to be the dumbest thing anyone can do. And then, yeah, you'll see more tomorrow. But I'll say this, to the defendant, all the things that you were saying about Judge Stacy, right? You're trying to respond. You're trying to paint me as someone that's saying things about the judge that's not true. Let me clear this up. When I was talking about a shit test, what I meant is that judges will look at filings and make certain decisions based on figuring out the credibility of each party. You spun it out of context. You sexualized it. And you involved a circuit court judge that will now know exactly what you publicly said about her in someone else's live stream chat that you're acting in concert with. It'll be so clearly laid out, undeniable. That's why I'm telling you, you're going to see a massive triggering unlike anything you've ever seen. And listen, it's not that I'm trying to trigger anyone. What I'm saying is I know how this guy is. He never stops. He will never stop until the court orders him to stop. And even then, he probably won't stop. If he doesn't stop then, it's going to cost him more money. And it could eventually end up with him being in jail. He's going to have to stop at some point. But he will not stop until he's court ordered at the very least. And even then, I question that. Right? I'll tell you this, and I'm going to wrap it up in a second here. I wouldn't want to be him right now. I wouldn't want to be him. And after tomorrow, I wouldn't want to be him. The amount of shame and the amount of lies that will be exposed that will basically speak for themselves. It's not me. I'm not exposing anything. He's exposing himself. Here's the thing. No one besides him is exposing himself in real time. Right? He's led you all to believe that January 9th is going to happen. And I'm telling you right now, January 9th is at this point and always procedurally done. Procedurally, there's no right to force someone to accept a substitute hearing on the same day without them agreeing to it. And when one party can't make it, then automatically it gets rescheduled to the next available date. He doesn't understand that. He will find that out tomorrow. He will find that out tomorrow, no doubt about it. And then the whole story he's been fabricating about this and the cartoons and all that. He can leave them up, do what you got to do. Tomorrow, he's going to be walking down the YouTube Hall of Shame. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And then, when we get to our first hearing, I'll bring to the judge's attention, because by that time I will have had some more filings filed. I'll bring to the judge's attention the things that he's been saying about Judge Stacy, and how much he's just blatantly and recklessly disrespecting the court, the judge. This guy he's spiraling out of control in real time. All because his ego is writing checks his body can't cash. Every small step forward, even the shaky ones, counts towards the life you're building. Keep going. You're closer than you think. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you, babe. That was beautiful. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Did you hear me, babe? Tia says, thank you for joining us. Hit the thumbs up if you like. Have a good evening. Good night, everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the walk of happiness. I will not be walking down the walk of shame or the hall of shame. I can tell you that right now. Yes, thank you, babe. It's all working great today, babe. Wonderful. Like John Michael Montgomery said, life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. And I've learned a lot in life. I don't care what any of these very ignorant and obsessive, compulsive, weird people, mentally challenged people, in my opinion, right? Or at the very least, just very insecure, very, very jealous and insecure. It's just so blatantly obvious. Well, I don't care if you want to trash me or whatever, but if you are going to work in a large group and defame me to try to avoid my channels from growing, I'm going to do what I can to stop that. And that's why we're in court. Thanks, Eli. You put a lot of thought into your streams. Not really, Tia. Ain't got a lie to kick it, right? That's coming from me. I'm not saying you're lying. I don't put a lot of thought into them, Tia. I just go on the fly a lot. Yeah, sometimes I put a lot of thought in things, but to be honest with you, Tia, I go live, I have a topic, I talk about what I feel about talking about that day, whatever makes sense, whatever I feel can help people, right? This is raw and real. This is why I do these walks. I have no script here. Sometimes I have a script. I mean, I've done a few scripted ones. And sometimes it's okay to do those, but usually I like the raw and real. There's nothing better than the raw and real and going on the fly, and I hope that works for you. Well, you're good at it. Well, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm just being me. Thank you. I appreciate your kindness. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you. All right, folks. 65 minutes. We just turned to 66 minutes. 36 in the box. Thank you for watching. I will update you folks more tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be a lot more to talk about. This is a very important part of my life right now. What's happening on YouTube, what's happening in this case, how it's affecting myself, my girlfriend, Tia, Sandra, other people in our group here, ODN, GLM. I want to create a chronological timeline. So if one day I decide to do a documentary on this whole thing, it'll be all documented through videos, transcripts, and everything. I can get the information to whoever needs it. That's going to help me do the documentary. That would help me do the documentary very easily, right? Love you all. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. And before I say good night, tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Start paying attention around 8 Eastern. Nothing's going to happen before 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, but once 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific comes around, start paying close attention. You'll see what I'm talking about. Good night, everyone.